Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, she is going to start.
Yeah, I'll begin with the prayers. On my camera. Can I begin with the prayers? Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Sattarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then I'll recite Srimad-Bhagavatam prayers. Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayamudhiraye, Shrinvatam Swakatah Krishnaha, Punyasravana Kirtanaha, Radyan Asto Bhadrani Vidanote Hritsatam Nashtaprayeshva Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Tadarajastamo Bhavam Kamalobhadayaschayi Cheta Eter Anavidham Sthitam Sattve Prasidhati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavati Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayati Vidyante Hridaya Krantish Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha Kshiyante Chashya Karmani Drishta Eva Manishwari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So welcome devotees. Today, so we have Saloni Mathaji and Anitha Mathaji today who got inspired to speak on glorification of Srimad-Bhagavatam. And then they both are in our reading groups. And to begin with a small intro about Saloni Mathaji before she begins. Saloni Mataji, she came into Krishna consciousness a little less than a year ago through one of her devotee friends. And by profession, she is a business coach for female-owned small businesses. She currently lives in California with her husband, and she took His Holiness Rupa Maharaj's shelter early this year. And only a few months after, having first heard Maharaj's lecture. So that's a little bit intro about Saloni Mataji. And Saloni Mataji, would you want to take from here?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much, Kalpatru Mataji, for the introduction.
Sure.
Hare Krishna, Matajis and Prabhuji. First of all, please forgive me if I make any mistake in saying this, and please pray so that I may find the right words. I am very, very new, and this is my first time. So please, I need your blessings and your prayers. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, and all glories to Guru Maharaji. All glories to assembled devotees here. I want to take this, wonderful opportunity to try and glorify Srimad-Bhagavatam, even though I am not qualified at all to do that. But because Srimad-Bhagavatam has played such an important role in my life, so I thought I could share just a little bit about how I came into it. So my best moment with Srimad-Bhagavatam has actually not been a reading moment. It has been a listening moment. Like Kalpatru Mataji said, I came into Krishna consciousness, and then very soon I got the mercy to listen to His Holiness Rumapad Swami Maharaj's class, and that changed my life. One of the first classes that I heard ever was Maharajji talking about the Brahma Vimohan Leela, and before that I had never heard any Bhagavatam classes. So just knowing about how Shri Krishna manifests himself into so many wonderful forms for his devotees, and just so they may not feel anything left out, he did that for their love and to return the love that they had. That really inspired me. So that was one of the things. And right after that, because of the instructions and guidance of Kalpatru Mataji, who is my mentor, I sort of gathered the courage to ask Guru Maharajji for his shelter. And he was merciful enough to accept a fallen soul like me. So that really changed the course of my life. I can say that, even though it has been a very short period, but I can still see the difference that has made to somebody like me. Unfortunate part is that still today, I have not developed that liking or taste for reading as much as I have for listening. So please pray for me so that I may get to a stage where I can read to please Krishna and serve him and Guru Maharajji and my mentor and all the devotees. So that is a little bit about my moments with Srimad Bhagavatam. One of my favorite verses and purports has been from chapter 3, from Canto 3, chapter 2.
Mataji, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Sorry.
Yeah, you want to on your camera? Would you be comfortable?
Mataji,
Okay.
I was actually not.
I'll be on the camera if you feel comfortable. I'm yeah, whatever you feel, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
So sorry, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I tried to do that and then suddenly I was not prepared for camera. Is it okay, Mataji?
That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please
I'm
share.
so sorry.
No worries. Go ahead, Mataji.
So sorry about that. So my favorite verse and purport is actually from Canto 3, chapter 2. And the translation by Srila Prabhupada it was the Putana pastime. The translation was, "Oh, alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast." The reason why this verse became my favorite very soon is because it just goes on to show how merciful the Lord is, that even for someone who had nothing but ill will for him, if he was so merciful, then I mean, there is still hope for a fallen soul like me, because hopefully I am not where she is. And that is what made me so inspired with this verse. the things that motivate me to read Srimad-Bhagavatam are basically two main things. Are one is that I get to have the privilege of association of devotees. I do attend reading groups by Kalpatru Mataji and by Param Karunadas Prabhuji. And these are some of the two places where I find so much peace when I'm in the association of devotees, because I need their mercy and I need their prayers. And I think that is how I will just basically get anywhere. And I know my second reason is very selfish, and I know that that should not be the reason. But the second reason that I have found is that reading and listening Srimad Bhagavatam has brought joy to my life. I know that reading and listening should ideally be to please Krishna and to please Guru Maharaj Ji, but I am not there yet. And I hope that you pray for me so that I can get to that stage and not be as selfish in the service rather than it being for my own benefit. I pray that you pray for me so I can do it to serve and please Krishna. Srila Prabhu, I've heard from some devotees about what sacrifices Srila Prabhupada has made to give us his books, and right from his journey coming in with absolutely like no money, not knowing anybody, just coming to a foreign land. And I've also heard from devotees that he would not sleep at night. He would just speak and translate. And I feel that has resonated so much with me, because if it was not for him, people like me would probably never ever get to read or even know about so many of pastimes of Sri Krishna. So I think we all owe him a great debt, me especially, because without him, I would definitely not be anywhere. I'm so fallen that I would probably not have had the chance to even utter his name. So those are some of the things that I am eternally grateful to him for. The next question was the favorite pastimes from Bhagavatam, and two of them really stood out to me. I'm going to make it very quick because I see that we're running short on time, so I will try and go through them as fast as possible. So the first one was the Gajendra Moksham pastime. This was actually one of my friend who was a Sri Vaishnav was talking to me first about this pastime. And just the mercy of the Lord when an entity cries out helplessly in pain. When Prabhu came, on Garud Maharaj, and it is said that he did not even wait to put his footwear on when he heard the cries. He just came like in that much speed for an elephant crying out, with only the elephant offering him nothing but unconditional surrender and just, crying out and saying, only you can save me. The mercy in all of it, the love in all of it, for every conditioned soul is what, like, I feel that I found Krishna consciousness and Kalpatru Mataji when I cried out one night, like Gajendra, just helplessly wanting for mercy. And, Kalpatru Mataji came into my life. And then one thing led to the other, and she was the one who led me to Guru Maharaj too. So if I'm allowed to even make a comparison like that, even though I'm very fallen, I feel like that was my moment my Gajendra moment, when I saw the mercy of the Lord and the love of the Lord if you just cry out. So yeah, that was a little bit of my story. Are we okay on time, Mataji, for me to?
Yes, we are good. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. And the other one that I would like to talk about, the other pastime, is of Jada Bharat and King Rahuguna. I heard about this in a class by Param Karunadas Prabhuji. And what this pastime basically taught us was that how attachment to the world is what is sort of keeping us back, because there is no such thing as I. This body is not ours. This mind is not ours. So once we can get rid of the ego and everything that is associated with this mind and this body, and realize that there is only one truth. It does not matter in this body or in this mind if we are fat, thin, or intelligent, or dumb, or rich, or not. It will all go away. The only thing that will not go away is the super soul. If we can realize that and disassociate with everything else, it would help us to reach back home by the mercy of association of devotees faster. So these are the two pastimes that that seem to be my favorite as of now, because I've not had the opportunity to read a lot. So yeah. Please forgive me. If I have made any mistakes, I do truly apologize. And thank you so much for your time and for your association. I feel so blessed to be able to talk about this, no matter how flawed. But I'm so thankful for your time.
Thank you so much, Mathaji. That was a wonderful sharing. We'll go on to Anitha Mathaji. She is also in a reading group, and a little bit about Anitha Mathaji. She's very inquisitive about, learning Srila Prabhupada's teachings. And she lives in Naperville with her husband, a daughter who is a junior in high school, and a son who is an 8th grader. And so rather than me talking more about her, I think we would like Anitha Mathaji to tell her journey and how she came into, in touch with Srimad-Bhagavatam. Mathaji, Anitha Mathaji.
Hare Krishna, Mathaji.
Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, everybody. So, I'm again new to this Krishna conscious, and please forgive me and apologize for anything if I say wrong. And I was introduced by my sister, Aparna. She lives in India, and she got a WhatsApp link for the Bhagavad Gita class, and she shared the link with me, and she wanted me to join, and she encouraged me to join. So that's how I joined the Bhagavad Gita class from India. So also, as you all know, in church, they do their prayers with their holy book called Bible, right? So me, at least being a Hindu, I didn't know what is there in Bhagavad Gita. I was very curious to know what is it in there. So that made me to join the class, and I joined it, and it was so good. The class went well, and I loved the preachers of Lord Krishna. So that made me to visit ISKCON temple. So one day I Googled ISKCON temple near me, and that's how I found our temple, Naperville temple. And I visited there. The priest was so nice, and he gave me Bhagavad Gita book and Bhagavatham books. And he also introduced me to Shatrupa Mataji. And she wanted me to join a reading group, and she formed a small reading group. And that's how I've been introduced to Kalpataru Mataji. Both Kalpataru Mataji and Shatrupa Mataji have greatly helped me to improve in the spiritual journey. And they answered all my questions with great patience. I consider them as my Vyasa. So thank you so much, Mataji. So which inspired me to reading Bhagavatam is the purpose of the whole set. We are still new in the reading, and we are still in the first canto. The purpose of the Prabhupada, what he gave us, was so inspiring me, because the examples he gave, the way he explained us, which makes us to understand and makes us to realize the God within us. So that's the most inspiring part of Bhagavatam. And the most inspired part is where the Kunti's prayer in Canto 1, Chapter 8, one second, which is chapter 9, which Uttara said, "O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystic. Please protect me from there. Is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Here the Uttara is praying for her to protect herself. He is praying to Lord Krishna to protect herself from the arrow sent by Ashwatthama, which he is asking to help from the Lord Krishna. Here in the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world of the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are his absolute servitors. This is the key where as I said earlier, the purpose which makes me to go in depth with the translation and makes me to understand what is actual translation is saying me. This is how, that's how I've been inspired and makes me to read more, where I have to learn more and improve my spiritual life. In the same way, in the text 25, Canto 1, Chapter 8, text 25, about the Kunti's prayer. So before starting the translation, I would like to share something about Kunti Devi. Kunti Devi holds a special place in Bhagavatam, and she is the only woman who spoke in Bhagavatam. Rest is all about the Gajendra Mocham, Prahlad Maharaj, Chitraketu's stories. But in Canto 1, Chapter 8 is the only chapter spoke by a woman. And Kunti Devi is a queen, and her dad is the Kunti Bhoja. When Kunti Devi is 10 years old, the Durvasa Muni wanted to visit their place, and he is a short-tempered person. He curses everyone very easily. So no one was ready to serve him. But Kunti Devi, who is only 10 years old, wanted to serve him. And each and every day, she served Durvasa Muni in a great way, where Durvasa Muni was very much impressed by his service, and he blessed her. This shows the patience and service mind of Kunti Devi, and her prayers towards Lord Krishna in Canto 1, Chapter 8, text 25 is, I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. In Chapter 11, Chapter 9, passing away of Bhishma Dev, he also talks about Kunti Devi's, is in text 13, as far as my daughter-in-law Kunti is concerned, upon the great General Pandu's death, she became a widow with many children, and therefore she suffered greatly. And when you were grown up, she suffered a great deal also because of your actions. Here, Bhishma Dev is saying to Pandavas about the sufferings of Kunti Devi, how he was suffering all her life. So even after going through all these things, she wanted all the calamities to happen again and again. He is praying to Lord Krishna to again and again for the calamities. So this shows her the patience and her service mind, which we spoke earlier, and she is being blessed by the Durvasa Muni. And the next purport is Canto 2. It's text 11. His, O King, constant chanting of your holy name of the Lord after the ways of great authorities is the doubtless and fearless ways of success for all, including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of all material enjoyment, and also those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. So here the Sukadeva Goswami explains about the chanting of holy name. Shri recommends the transcendental chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna. By offenseless chanting and hearing the holy names of Lord, one becomes acquainted with the transcendental form of the Lord. And this was another text which impressed me a lot about the chanting of holy names of Lord Krishna. And about the pastimes of him is the Canto 10, Chapter 25, in text 18. Lord Krishna lifts Govardhana hill. here the Lord Krishna is saying that I must therefore protect the cowherd community by my transcendental potency, for I am their shelter, I am their master, and indeed they are my own family. After all, I have taken a vow to protect my devotees. This inspired me a lot, where Lord Krishna himself wanted to take care. He himself considered the Vrindavan people of Vrindavan as his own family. The word, purport says, the word Matsarmanam indicates not only the Lord Krishna was the sole shelter of the people of Vrindavan, but also that Lord Krishna has established his home among them. This shows how deeply in love with Vrindavan, people of Vrindavan. And also in the same canto, chapter 25, here Lord Krishna is forgetting her hunger, thirsty, and putting aside all considerations of personal pleasure, stood there holding up the hill for 7 days as the people of Raja gazed upon him. And the most inspired purport is Lord Krishna helped up the mountain while he praising were chanted by the residents of Raja, all of whom now had the opportunity to dwell together with him and who glanced at him with joyful and amazed eyes. And here the Sri Viswananta Chakravarti Thakur points out that 7 days of continuous rain from the Samvartaka clouds failed to flood the district of Madura because the Supreme Lord, simply by his potency, immediately drained up the water as it fell to the ground. Thus, Krishna's lifting of Govardhana hill is full of fascinating details and has for thousands of years remained one of his most famous pastimes. And the last purport is Canto 10, Chapter 40, the Prayers of Akura. Text 10 is, as rivers born from the mountains and filled by the rain flow from all sides into the sea, so do all these paths in the end reach you, O Master. Lord Krishna himself speaks on this issue of worship in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, 23 to 25. Those are who devotees of the God and who worship them with faith actually worship only me. O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will live with me. And this all shows the love Lord Krishna got towards his devotees. And I'm always inspired to read. I always find time to read Bhagavatam to increase my spiritual knowledge and to improve my spiritual journey as well. So again, please forgive me if I have said anything wrong or read anything wrong. Thanks for the opportunity, Kalpatar Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. That was wonderful sharing. And Lakshmikanta Prabhu, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you both for sharing your journey on how you are introduced to Srimad-Bhagavatam and what all verses that inspire you. And this is only and only your sincerity, both of yours. I am also myself learning as we are in the reading group, and I also get a lot of inspiration from all of all the Matajis and Prabhus in my reading group. And sometimes even I have to thank you all for the wonderful questions that you all come up with during the reading group, because even I have to sometimes reach to Kshatrapa Mataji to understand the correct way to answer and stuff like that. So yeah, she has been wonderful in informing the group and support and stuff, pretty much everything. So again, I enjoy both of you while reading in the reading group, and I pray to Krishna that both of you both progress in your spiritual journey and in fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's mission. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. This is Bhumi. I personally want to say Saloni Mataji and Anitha Mataji. You inspired me so much. Today, especially, I know Kaltaru Mataji did ask me, but I wasn't able to do it. But Kaltaru Mataji, I personally want to say thank you to you. You're such a good inspiration for me. Maybe, hopefully, next year I
Yes,
can.
absolutely. Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it's very inspiring actually to hear both of you. I mean, took that opportunity to share your experiences. I mean, it's very, I mean, actually surprising. I mean, because generally people don't come forward to do it, right? It's get worried. But yeah, you took that bold step and to glorify Srimad-Bhagavatam. That itself shows so sincerity. Thank you so much. I think, yeah, for the first part, I mean, Saloni Mataji, I think your point you mentioned about without Srila Prabhupada, none of us would be here. Today is actually is a arrival day to America, right? I mean, 1965. So on this day, so that is a, I mean, celebration, of course, right?
Right.
So yeah, without him, none of us would be. I mean, of course, we would not be doing this discussion, right? So we won't be having this Bhagavatam with us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anitha Mataji. I think the Queen Kunti prayers you mentioned, right? Yeah, Queen Kunti. So I mean, the way I think, yeah, you connected multiple places where Queen Kunti was referred. It was very. I mean, you did a lot of work, and I think, yeah, the Queen Kunti always it. I mean, puzzles. The way I think she prays to Lord to get the troubles again and again. I mean, she's not that she is liking the troubles. She wants Krishna will to be there, right? So that was very nice. I mean, it's not that she likes, she wants the troubles. She wants Krishna to be there if they're in challenges, and Krishna will be always with them to help, right? So that was very nice. Yeah, getting Krishna to her. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. And yeah, you rightly mentioned, like, they both are very sincere. And even Bhumi Mataji, she's also in our reading group. They're so sincere because this group just formed last, October after Bhadra Purnima. We are not even like, kind of, yeah, we are almost less than a year, I guess. I think we started in November. So yeah, I mean, they are all very sincere, and I learned a lot from them as well. So and yeah, I enjoy reading Srimad Bhagavatam with all of us, all of you.
Very nice. Very nice, Kalpataru Mataji. And Anitha Mataji and Saloni Mataji, their sharings are very genuine, and because they have, very, you can see their a very sincere approach. And I'm happy, and I wish you all a very, a smooth progress there. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Bhumi Mataji, Saloni Mataji, and Anitha Mataji, Sandhya Matajis are very senior devotee, and having a blessings from her is just amazing. So you guys are so fortunate.
Thank
Krishna.
Yes.
Sandhya Mataji. Thank you so much, Kalpataru Mataji. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your
Hare
time and
Krishna.
listening to my sharings.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. I think if there's no more comment, we can end the call.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Lakshmikant Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare